Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nak, and this is Fiction Friction. As you know, of course you do, it's Wednesday. It's game night for us. Or, as you know, as I have already said and advertised somehow, most Wednesdays we will be playing, and I say most because it's Greek summer for me and Andoni and another player that will come and join this campaign in the future. And it's summer for the rest of the mortals around the earth also. So, and we are all very busy as well, preparing as much as we can these few days we have during COVID that we can do stuff before we get a lockdown again, because that's the deal, I guess. Still, we have strength, we have fun, we have good people, and we're getting bigger and bigger and stronger every day. So, this is the second part for the prequel for the Ebenos Campaign, creation of our gracious DM Icarus. And let me remove this ugly, realistic face to set up for tonight and introduce you to the rest of the cast. Hello, everybody.
Hey, look at that. We've all appeared on screen.
Hello. And now we can hear you as well because I forgot to unmute you on Discord. But now it's free for all. Go. And let me introduce you to Luca, our DM, to Fringlis, our very nice voice actor and player, and to our Kavur Slayer, our player and extraordinaire game designer of the future. And I would take so much time to introduce everyone by the properties and the things he brings to the table. But we're not here for that. We're here to play D&D tonight. And let's go, I guess. Luca?
I must say, just before we start, Nak, when you finished that song, you turned towards the camera. That was a rather wonderful moustache and grin. Made me laugh.
Aww.
So, yeah, I suppose we are ready to start. So, how do you like to do this? Would you like to have a recap of the
I think we're going to need a recap because technically in-game it's only been a night, but as with always with D&D, you're like, hang on, what happened yesterday? It was 2 weeks ago.
Yes. So let's have a quick little recap and, well, recap the events of the last session.
Okay, who wants to do it? Are we doing it by turn?
I don't know, did anybody pay attention last session?
Of course. You mean you haven't watched the video since last time?
That's very hurtful.
I paid attention. I can do it. So, the company of 3 people recently brought together, arrived at the main city of where the Adventurers Guild headquarters lie, and the city is built around it. We immediately gone there to check with the Adventurers Guild to see if there is any job they could offer us for some easy money, maybe, or whatever. And I forgot to mention that we are traveling performers, or this is one of the ways we survive in this land. And so there was an offer for a job to accompany an ambassador somewhere. But to get the job, we had to go and finish a task first, and whoever finishes their task better gets the job, something like that. We have been told that the task is at sort of a mechanical factory thingy that we had no idea about, those things. That lays at Pride, at the city of Pride. And we were on our way to go there. We had a small travel, we took a boat, we bought some fish, we traveled to Exodus, where we tried to find some information while we were waiting for the night train. Vincent went to some of his shady friends to ask for questions, where he got the information about the Manarchists, a group of mana anarchists, that's the pun. So I don't know exactly what's their deal, but it may be sabotage coming from them. And we got in discussion with a gnome, because completely, utterly racist, in a racist way, gnomes know about robots. That's the only...
It's not racism if it's part of their culture.
It's not racism if it's true.
Hang on, whoa.
Let's just gloss over that part.
So moving on, yeah, you found out that the overloading the ley crystal could have exploded the factory.
Oh, yes, we did find some information. And then that big things are easier to hit also. And that electricity may or may not help or damage the bot. I think.
Yeah, that was the bit.
Then we got the night train to Pride, and we rested during the travel, which was a great idea by Vincent. and we reached Pride. Manda and Daisha went to rent a room, and or 2 rooms, and left the name of Vincent to the receptionist, so that Vincent come back and do his job, can go and do his job on Pride. Did you go and do your job on Pride?
Yep, in Pride, I went to the local informant at the Thieves Guild, or the works with the Thieves Guild. I found out that it could be the Monarchists. There wasn't, but there's no big players in the town of Pride. The government cracks down very heavily on the criminal element, so everything is really underground. We won't be getting much info, and there's no sort of hidden politics probably going around in Pride. Only the actual ruler of Pride matters. There's no criminal gang boss or anything in the city, so we should be fairly clear.
And that's where we left, I think.
Yes.
Unless, of course, my criminal informant has betrayed me, in which case we're going to be in this shit in about 10 minutes.
I mean,
So, we start today's journey as Vincent comes to the hotel, and unless there is anything you wish to do,
No, I think at this point it's 2 a.m. So I just head to the hotel, walk up to the receptionist, and ask for the Mandarin party.
yes.
I hate that name, Nak. Well done.
It's the name I was given. It's not my choice.
Manda of the Clan Rin, yes. I'm looking for the Manda party.
Yes. The receptionist, human, very tired-looking human woman, nods tiredly and just hands you the key, no questions asked. Third floor. Then your room number is in the key tag. So you
Well,
take the key and go to your room. All of your rooms are more or less the same. As far as I understood, Daisha and Manda are sleeping in the same room, so they got this slightly larger 2 beds. Okay, in that case, there is one duo room and one solo room. Basically, they are copies of each other, only difference being that the 2-bedroom is just slightly bigger and has 2 beds. For a reference, it's a fairly modern-ish room. Think of a old English hotel room. Wooden bed frames, whitish linen sheets, some small decorations, wardrobe for you to put your clothes in, fully functional toilet.
Well, pride do take pride.
Yes, it's surprisingly, even though it's a rather modest looking place by this city standards, it's still very high quality when compared to places in the countryside.
Okay,
but
well,
yeah.
if I open the door, I'll try and sneak in to make sure I don't wake Commander. I lock the door behind me and put a hair across the crack. Hold it there with some spit just to see if the door is disturbed during the night. And then go to bed.
well, you see Manda drinking from the toilet.
I mean, how? The toilet is basically there is the top part that holds the water, and then it goes into a what's essentially a bag of devouring.
Oh, so it's not when you say fully functional toilet because
Yeah. So I'm gonna draw on the map.
oh no worries.
I'm gonna explain how the toilets work.
I only
Don't
well,
you
no,
worry.
no. The only thing I thought it's a modern thing because of the mechanics and stuff. And Mada has no idea, has never seen such a thing. What is a toilet? I mean, he knows what is a toilet. He heard of outhouses, But this contraction, Manda thought it was providing water for the people of the room.
So basically, how the toilet functions in D&D terms, you have a decanter of endless water in here, providing the water, and the waste goes into a bag of devouring, so it gets destroyed.
So I opened the top part. If it doesn't open, I press the button so that the water goes to the cabinet and try to grab it with a cup. And I say, why did they make this water provider so difficult to grab the water? I cannot get it.
Well, I didn't expect that, I say to Manda, eyebrows slightly raised. That is what's known as, or it's a modern variant of what you would known as a water closet. Then I reach over to the sink and turn on the tap for water, point to it. That's the drinking water.
Oh,
And then I slowly back away.
that makes sense. I see now. Thank you. And don't tell that to Bubbles, please.
I won't tell Bubbles, although knowing him, he's probably already worked it out. He's annoyingly perceptive.
You wish I didn't see that.
Damn it.
So
One day I'll beat you at chess, Bubbles. One day.
the night goes on undisturbed. You finish your examination of the powder room, and the night goes on, and sooner than you may hope, the sun rises from the south, lighting up the room through the curtains,
So the sun rises from the south.
and sets to the north.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, well, you get up when the sun rises. Has the hair on the door been disturbed at all?
It may be in slightly lower position than where you left it, but you assume that it would just have fallen down during the night.
Yeah, in case you haven't guessed, my character's paranoid.
No, why? No, nothing you've done so far would indicate that. What
just-
do you mean?
Tricks just in case you don't grow up with the clowns without learning a thing or two. Unfortunately.
Couldn't you have picked up juggling or something?
Not those kind of clowns.
Yes, so, good morning. I'm going to see if Dice is up already.
I'll meet you in the foyer. We don't have much time to waste.
Sure.
So, Manda goes to wake up Daisha. And I assume that you all meet down in the hotel lobby.
Works for me.
Yep.
So, do we know anything? Where is the factory? is there a line? What do we do, Vincent?
I think our best bet is probably to talk with the local branch of the Adventurers Guild, seeing as they did issue the quest. They'll know who to contact. I went to my informant of the city to see if there was any possible other dangers that could appear. The Manichists have definitely been more active than normal, but the whole criminal element of this city is really tightly wound down. It's been cracked down by the... Wait, is Pride run by a prince, or...?
I think it's run by Lucifer, right?
Ran the whole
First ring.
province is run by you could maybe you could maybe say it's a king that is subject to the emperor who runs the whole ring in Babylon. So in each capital is its own king that answer to the emperor.
The king really cracks down on crime in Pride. Probably the hardest crackdown I've ever seen. There's very little. There are no crime bosses or organizations. The closest you get are the Manichists, and nobody treats with them.
So
we're basically going to be on our own, but we will have legal support, which is actually the best kind of support.
Lambert support is the best kind of support.
I prefer aerial support myself, but whatever.
I hate you guys.
So,
but you're a snake. Why do you need lumbar support? You got like a fluid.
I'm not a snake. I am a Yuan-Ti. How many times do I have to explain our physiology? So, there are many of us. There are the purebloods, there are the half-bloods, there are the more pure of the purebloods, and then there are some mutations. It's all very easy to understand.
So Manda keeps mumbling that annoyingly behind your ear until we reach the Adventurers Guild.
Oh, wait, there's the Adventurers Guild. Oh, thank Lucifer. Right, let's go in quickly.
So yeah, it's you go to the Adventurers Guild. The building itself is very formal-looking place. Taking some inspiration from, like, you could say, Greek pantheon, tall marble pillars holding out this triangular roof with black tiles on top. The two massive front doors are pulled open, and you can see a steady stream of people going in and out. All folks of life. There are your typical fighters, your mage types, even a couple more. How would you call it?
Sly.
More shady-looking people that are trying really too hard to be inconspicuous. But yeah, you go in, take your number, and sit out to wait for your turn to talk to one of the representatives. Soon enough, your number is called up, and you go to this desk, behind which sits this what's the race again? Dragonborn. Blue Dragonborn. Hard to say whether it is a male or female. But yeah, they greet you, shake your hands, and sit behind the desk. So, are you looking for a new job or are you transferring from somewhere else?
Hello, cousin. We have come here from the main branch. We're on a mission about the factory. I believe my friend Vincent has got some questions for you.
Yes, we were sent from the main branch. We just travelled in. Supposedly, there was a possible manarchist plot that caused the haywire in the automation factory and the explosion of the ley line crystal. We were wondering what else you could tell us about it and who we need to contact in the city.
Oh, I see. So you are the group that is handling the factory. It is good that you are here. Many groups have asked today if there is anyone on the case. It is a highly coveted job. Now, I don't know or cannot say for certain if there is any anarchist plots going on. It is possible, but it is unverified information, and we do not deal with rumors. As for your contact, would you like to take? Would you like to walk to the edge of the city, or would you like a transportation to be arranged? Your contact will be waiting you outside of the factory.
How far away is the factory?
You could probably walk there in 2, maybe 3 hours, depending on your speed. It is on the north side of the city and outside of the city gates.
Well, I turned to Amanda, just thinking, we probably don't want to waste too much time, because by the time we arrive, it will be midday. I'm thinking we should just get transportation here. It shouldn't be too much. It's just intercity, maybe a copper or so.
Agreed.
So I turned back to the Dragonborn. Yes, we want to get there as soon as possible. The quicker we get there, the quicker we can get started on it. Where's the nearest transport hub to get us to the edge of the city?
We can hail a carrier from here if you would just wait for a few minutes.
Okay, that will be perfect. Thank you. Is the Dragonborn still within earshot? Do we move?
I don't know. Have you moved? It's up to you.
I just can I just lean over and whisper then to Amanda, saying, "You know those people at the door that were trying to look inconspicuous? Do you think Bubbles could listen out for a couple of minutes, just in case? I don't have the best feeling about them."
So Bubbles nods at my shoulder, saying, she will do it, of course, because it's a challenge. And while invisible, she flies close by to their area to try and listen.
Okay. Bubbles listens for a while. And after that, she will, he, it.
She.
We will.
See them.
It will fly back to you, and basically give a paraphrased retelling of the conversation. Basically, there is a group that is planning a small heist on a local blacksmith.
Hey, Vincent.
Yeah.
I guess these guys are gonna rob the blacksmith soon.
Do we know what blacksmith? Did they say, or did they just say local?
I mean, Bubbles was bored, she didn't stay long.
I don't think we need to worry about it then. It's quite ballsy to do it in this town, but I suppose it's safer than trying to do an unlicensed heist where there's no Thieves Guild. If they try to do that, then they'll have the Thieves Guild on their backside.
Society, I mean, man, I always preferred the forest. Anyways.
Nothing for us to worry about, thankfully.
All this bureaucracy. It gives me pain in the head, man.
I don't think you'll find anybody apart from the bureaucrats themselves that would disagree with you there. So we are just waiting for the carriage outside the Thieves Guild. Should we head out?
Adventurers Guild.
Adventurers Guild, Ian?
Yeah, you go outside the guild house, and after 10-15 minutes, a small, slightly modified hover cart pulls at the front. Unlike the typical variants that you may see on the countryside that are designed to transport basically goods or lumber or stone or whatever hardware without animal support. This one is modified to be slightly more sleek and designed to transport people. They have attached this carriage cart top. You know the Victorian horse-drawn carts, kind of like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
A horse
Yep.
and trap, yes.
I'm not sure. Is there someone driving this thing, or?
Yes, there is this youngish looking human driving it. Kikiritsu lifting his hat. I presume that I'm supposed to pick you up and drive you to the factory up north.
Good lad,
Right.
thank you. I just climb up in.
Okay, climb
Before I
back.
get in, do I see any markings on the carriage that might be of a slightly different nature?
Roll a perception check.
I think I'm back.
I'm honestly not paranoid.
And it's fair to
Nat
say
one.
that you don't notice.
With that one. Okay. I get in, seemingly at ease. Get ready for the trip.
In the stream stuff, I post the picture of what I mean. That
Yeah,
without,
it's a horse and trap. Carriage.
yeah, that without the wheels.
Okay, in the future, if you want, for the stream to see as well, you could just make a, how is it called? In the Roll20.
Oh, right, I could make a handout.
A handout, yes. And you show the handout to us, and all the stream sees it.
Okay. I didn't think of that. But yeah.
No worries, no worries.
So yeah, you climb onto the back, and the driver adjusts the levers, and you get going. The travel itself takes about 45 minutes. And eventually you pass the city walls and stop at the outskirts of this cliff. It's at the edge of the mountains, almost. And from the looks of it, part of the factory is built into the mountainside. It's on a slightly higher elevation, and behind you in the south, you see the city lay before you. At the front of the factory entrance, there is this very plump-looking man wearing a fine suit with rapier, with a rapier hanging by his side. From the looks of it, the sword has never seen an actual combat, and is more of a status mark of status rather than an actual weapon of war or battle. We pay the driver 1 silver for the trip, and he speeds off back in the city. You walk to the man standing at the front of the factory. He greets you politely, shaking each of your hands. So, you are the group that is come to here to deal with the outbreak. Correct?
Yes. Thank you.
We are indeed, sir. What can you tell us about it?
Well, it's an awful tragedy. It was just a normal day in the factory when all of a sudden there was this huge shower of sparks and lightning coming from the main control desk. And all of a sudden, all the servo units just went haywire. I don't know what happened or what occurred, but they started attacking us with everything they had on hand, whether it be whether it was tools or steel beams or wooden planks. We issued emergency evacuation, and the factory guards were called. There were a few of the workers and the guards that didn't make it out of the factory, and currently it is too dangerous for us to go in and explore.
Let's hope they're still alive.
It has been quite a few days, so I highly doubt it. But
do your engineers know what caused the problem in the first place? Did you manage to find out from your servers before you had to evacuate?
Unfortunately, no. We didn't find the employee who was designated to man the desk when we did a head count outside of the factory.
Have you found him now?
No, it is my understanding that he died in the outbreak.
What did he look like?
He had a... Let me remember. Was it Jerry? Yes, Jerry. Short black hair, usually combed to the back. He had this white company uniform. He was an upper manager, so 2 black stripes on his sleeves.
Did you get were there any threats against the factory, or anything out of the ordinary in the week or so leading up to the incident?
I mean, it is your typical squabble amongst competitors. We were refining our latest invention, the Weatherlight model. Very, very high-tech, very secretive of the plans. So of course, there were threats. Competitors didn't want us to complete the ship. It would have frightened them out of business.
Can you tell us what exactly made it different from the normal automaton model? Because as far as I know, they're still very basic.
Excuse me, say again?
What was this advancement for? Can you tell us what that advancement did? Why would it have been such a big deal?
Well, it is the fastest skyship currently, even theoretically possible. There is no better model available anywhere, and we almost had it. It utilized a brand new ether driver, so it was able to sustain flight much longer and at much greater speeds without overheating. In addition to that, the lifters were of a brand new design, so they were able to lift much heavier skyships and attach much more weaponry to them. Just revolutionary, all of it.
That is all very impressive, but are the plans missing now?
Do
you know what happened to them?
The plans were left inside. In the hurry, it didn't even run across our minds to recover them. The survival was the priority.
And did you hire any new person lately, like last year?
Personally, I only am responsible for what's the word? Personally, I'm only responsible for promotions and such. It is as the owner of the factory, and it is beneath me, so to say, to oversee the hire of every new employee. But I suppose there were a few fresh faces.
I see.
And have your engineers inspected the damage, or could you have one of them accompany us so when we do find the damaged bits, they can inspect them and we don't lose time back and forth?
Your job is to secure the factory, basically dismantling or breaking down any malfunctioning servo units, so we can go back in at a later date.
And how many units can we expect to find?
It was quite a few. It was quite a few indeed. Let me think.
Were they all the same?
We had 6 different models, mainly. If I would have to guess, overall in the factory, there were at least 4 dozen of them.
And before we go in, is there anything we have to absolutely save? You don't mind the destruction of all the automatons if we need to?
The automatons, they are easily replaceable, so they don't have to be saved in any way. But if the job is to destroy them and recover the Weatherlight blueprints if they are still in the factory, which they should be.
Anything else you can tell us to help, maybe?
We heard the automatons are either helped or damaged by lightning. Could you clarify that for us?
Let's see. No, I don't think so. They work by harnessing the leyline energy into electricity that powers them. So I highly doubt that lightning itself would do anything. As for anything important, well, obviously, if you find any company secrets, that is, well, safe to say that you will have to keep that to yourselves. The contract you signed had the NDA attached to it, so no spilling our secrets. But there are quite a few. If you do make the place safe again, I may be persuaded to overlook any possible minor items or drinks and such that may go missing during your job.
Okay, I just need to talk to.
Excuse
Oh,
us.
do we have? Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir. What if the items have been missing before we get in? Do we get credit about that? Are you gonna search us on the way out?
Oh no! If we cannot find something, I would assume that it was either lost or destroyed at the outbreak. Our main wealth is stored in investors and with the bank. So any loose change that you might find that wasn't being able to deposit, well, that is simply that was. Who knows what would happen to those? I trust that fine adventurers like you wouldn't take advantage of a businessman in distress. Correct?
I whispered to Mandigar. He's obviously never met Bubbles.
Indeed, we're an adventurers guild, not an advantages guild.
Yeah, wealthy people like you, sir, are our main clients. We would never dare to ruin our good name.
Right, I think we're ready to head in, aren't we?
If you think so, let me open up the door for you.
So just to be clear, there's 6 models and about 50 of the automatons to take care of, right? 4 times 12.
Roughly. I'm not going to count every one of them. But
Yeah, but just so we know. Yeah, okay, cool.
At the center of the bottom.
It's loading. It's loading. Yes.
It's loading.
So,
slowly.
do you like the voice of Manda, guys? Do you hear it
works.
well?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah,
As long as your throat can keep up, yeah.
Oh, it's easy for me, I guess.
Oh, I will have to get used to it. Anyways.
One of these things is not like the other. So you are free to move and explore.
There we go. Okay, how's the visibility? Yeah. Do we hear anything going on?
Further down, you hear some metallic footsteps, but the visibility is surprisingly okay. There are some light bulbs at the ceiling that are mostly okay.
shall we establish some sort of marching order?
So,
Bubbles goes in front because she's confident that she's invisible. And she flies 30 feet, checks inside, and will fly the rest of the 30 to check better. I'm sorry, Bubbles does that things, you know?
Yeah, I'm thinking that we should probably go to the control room first. It should be nearish the entrance, because the upper management wouldn't want to walk too far. So if we go into the control room, we can try and figure out exactly what happened with the overload. Maybe we might be able to shut down all the automatons from there, if the overrides are still working somehow.
Let's try that. Good idea.
Yes, let's go on.
So by the time we say that, Bubbles has gone in and sees nothing in the room other than books and stuff like that, and comes back and whispers to my ear that it's
Only boring stuff.
Only boring stuff in there. Some books and some rugs.
So I guess the next room is safe. The room on our right.
Do we know where the control room is? I forgot to ask.
No, you do not.
Is there a helpful sign, maybe?
There are some signs next to the doors. In here it reads reception office.
Should we check maybe for anything in papers that could be useful?
If
Explaining.
we why don't we check the logs, see if maybe we could see if there was a visitor on the day of the explosion.
We could see in the reception if there's a map of the place so we could know where to go. So let's go there and check.
Κουνάς εσύ, Ντάισα. Do you move, Ντάισα?
Yes. Who's the best book reader?
I assume you can read, right?
Is there something like a visitor ledger or something like that round here? Reception just seems sort of half a library here. Very cozy.
Not obvious. Not obvious ones. There are quite a few bookshelves that are more or less filled.
There's 3 bookshelves. Why don't we each take one? Trying to figure out if there's a ledger or something that can tell us a bit more about this place. I'll look at the north side.
Yes, let's hope we can read these things.
Okay. Give me investigation checks.
First of all, is it on a language we can speak? Is it in common?
They are all in common.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Who is Kavur?
That's me.
Kavur Slayer is the name he will go by for now.
That's me. Doesn't tell me anything.
Daisa.
Okay.
You can change it at the bottom of the chat to roll as dice.
Yeah, there is the as blah blah blah. You can set as who you speak. Okay. Now let's see.
Can I roll a perception skill with Bubbles for something useful in the room, maybe? She has perception, that's why I'm asking.
You can roll investigation as well.
She doesn't
I don't
have
think
it.
Manda's going to find much.
No, Manda will not, but...
Or Bubbles can take the help action.
Oh. Okay, then Bubble helps me. Bubbles, that's a very useful fairy dragon. And I will roll again.
I really could do nothing without you, Babbles.
Okay, I'm gonna go in
I
order.
just imagined Manda on the first check, rolling the 4 and just going, I know books, and that is definitely a book. And Bubbles going, stupid, whacking over the head.
I'll go in order of the rolls. So, Vincent, you look through the books, and immediately something catches your eye. You notice that one of the books isn't moving as it should. You pull the book, and it reveals secret entrance.
Well, hello there.
The bookshelf slides to the side. Daisha, unfortunately, you find nothing interesting in the books. They are basically supply catalogs and requisition orders. So someone has ordered X and it has been delivered, or a deal has been negotiated for supplies. All very mundane, and you are confident that there is nothing more interesting.
I don't find the layout of the place, do I?
Huh?
I don't find the layout of the place, do I?
No.
Okay then.
As for Manda, you also notice a hidden, not a hidden switch, but you, with the help of bubbles, you do realize that the bookshelf can be manually moved.
Nice.
Okay, I call everyone over. I seem to have found a passage up in the north. I don't suppose, Bubbles, you fancy taking a quick look? It seems to be the next room. If there's something in it, we could bypass it.
Hey, we found the secret place ourselves here. Wanna come and check it out?
They do seem to like their secrets. How about we go to the south first? Because that might be a passage from the big office or something. What can you see through it?
A very huge chest. It's probably nothing.
Wait, a big chest, did you say?
A huge one, yes. It's probably...
Oh.
We should go.
Right, no, a box. Okay. I thought you were talking about a different chest. I got excited.
I didn't say breasts.
No, you said you see a huge chest. Come on.
Yes, and there's nothing else in here.
Right. Can I stab the chest?
If you so wish.
Okay,
So
I
you-
stab the chest.
You stab the chest,
Oh my god, the references.
and the chest screams in pain. No, it doesn't. You plunge your dagger to the wood, and
That is a lot of damage.
that's the attack roll.
Ah, the chat.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage.
It's not damage, it's the to attack.
Oh, right.
Click the dagger in the chat to see the damage.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, you stab the chest. Your dagger goes through the top blade. It seems to be rather cheaply made.
Okay, good. I pull the dagger out and step back. I'm good now.
So this is an old adventurer's joke. So 3 adventurers walk in a bar. One of them says a joke. Nobody laughs. Oh, no, they all laugh. The bartender laughs. The waitress laughs. The stool laughs. We killed the stool. Everybody had fun.
I've seen the Transformers version of that.
Yeah, I remember I'm Greek.
But yeah, there is a chest with a hole.
Isn't it odd that someone would conceal a very fragile old chest behind the closed door.
Well, open it and see what's inside, maybe.
I don't think we're hired for that, so let's not.
Aren't you curious?
I mean, I am slightly
really.
curious.
Okay, let's go then.
I'll stand guard by the door then.
Are you doing, Vincent? Are you gonna open this thing or not, man?
I'll try and open the chest.
So you open the chest. It has no lock on it.
Cool. I open the chest.
Yeah. The top swings
Did I-
open.
Ooh, I was going to say, I open it standing by the side in case there's a dead man's switch.
No, there is nothing springs out. Inside of it, you see two brown rum bottles and few smallish looking money pouches.
Doesn't Bubbles drink alcohol? Helps with the fire.
No, man. She doesn't have a breath. Oh, she has a breath, but it's nothing to do with fire. It's practically an LSD breath. It's much crazier than you thought.
Okay, why don't you get the money into the traveling pouch, Manda, and I'll carry the rum.
Check this out.
Euphoria gas.
You guys have some weird kinks. If gas makes you euphoric.
That's his breath. Good lord.
Anyways, we will...
You
So,
God,
Yes.
ganja breath, right.
Okay, no problem.
so I pick up the gold.
Okay,
or
I'll
whatever.
take the rum. Yeah.
I take it
If you add
that
that to the traveling pouch.
I take it that we will get the loot at the end of the dungeon, right, Luca?
I'll give the loot from the enemies and such at the end.
Okay, I will take
If
the
you
rum now.
discover rooms
Because...
like this, I have actually done preparation work and written loot for each room that has loot down, so I can just.
Okay, just tell me what to type on the inventory.
It's in the chat.
Oh, you do that in the chat, so we will add it later. Okay.
Well, you can add the copper and silver now, because we're just emptying the chest. I've got the rum on me.
I see.
Bubbles, will you do the honors? Bubbles?
Give me a minute, I'm adding some stuff here.
Give me a minute. I'm adding some stuff here. I will just paste them and add them later.
Maths, right.
So, what honors do you want me to do?
And by the way, you don't see Bubbles is permanently invisible above my shoulder, so you practically probably say, if you say that, you expect something to happen from an invisible thing.
Okay. I'll just tell her to go into the room that Pringles found.
And you see Manda nodding that it's clear.
Same thing then, I stand guard by the door.
I'm gonna see, can I see anything? This looks like an office desk. Can I see anything around here that may give us a clue?
Roll an investigation. From plain sight, the desk is currently empty.
Nat 20.
Woohoo!
Of course you did.
Well, it makes it for the Nat 1 earlier.
So as for any papers or information, you find none. But you do notice that as you maybe try to lift the desk to give it a proper inspection, you see that the desk is folded to the floor, and as this strikes you as a curious piece of detail, you do see you start investigating the desk further, and you do notice underneath the desk there is this circular button that has been inserted. It's flush with the surface, but you do notice this, like you can get your fingers between the button and the desk.
Should I push the button? It feels like I should push the button.
If my explanation didn't make sense, the button is basically like this. So you press down here.
Okay, guys, I found a button underneath this desk.
Is it the big red one?
Is it a big red one?
It is the same color as the wood.
No, it's a hidden button.
It's a very hidden button.
What's the worst that could happen? The place is already in disarray. Just press it.
You had to say it, didn't you? Okay, now it's your fault. I pushed the button.
I didn't have a bad feeling about it.
Okay, you hear an audible click coming from the back wall.
I roll over the desk so I'm far away from the back wall.
Okay.
As soon as I hear the click, I just leap over the desk. With a manly scream, obviously.
Does anything happen, or is it just a click?
It is just a click.
I'd like to go over and investigate the wardrobe.
I'm currently peering over the desk with just my head above it, looking at you investigate the wall.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. Okay. Let's see. Why did I set this so low?
Because we heard the click.
Oh, no.
Because you expected us to fail?
Wait, yeah, I read things backwards. You find nothing at that wall.
I have the right wall, right? The one I heard the click from.
Yes.
Doesn't look like it did anything. Let's move on.
Did you search the office? The
We
desk.
definitely heard a click from the back wall. Maybe something happened further behind?
Maybe it locks or unlocks something. I don't know.
I could check the other bookstore if you'd like.
Hey, is that door locked here?
Yes, this is locked.
I press the button again.
Nothing happens.
Try the door now.
I tried the door.
The door is still locked.
Okay, I'll investigate the other bookshelf.
I am bored. Should we move on?
I'll do a quick look at the other bookshelf and then we'll head back out.
Yeah. Maybe this button is...
Okay, on this bookshelf, you do actually find out that it is a movable shelf.
Oh, Daisha, I need some help. Ooh!
Sorry.
What do you need?
I was going to ask for your help to push over the bookshelf so we could see what's behind it, but apparently we can see anyway. Bubbles, you're up.
Hey, it's clear for now, she says.
Are these chests?
I
What
would
are
like
these?
to stab every chest.
Is
Okay.
this some sort of tradition where you're from? What are you doing?
I mean,
Once mimicked, twice shy.
oh,
What's a mimic?
Do our characters get the reference?
That's up to you. Mimics are most typically found in dungeons, so the likelihood of one being in the what amounts to be some kind of storage space for a factory is low.
But never nil. I stab each one of the chests. I got a 10, a 7, a 22, a 9, and a 16. I hope I don't cut my fingers off.
You stab all the chests.
I love this.
Okay, nothing happened. Good.
No?
Well, can I open all the chests?
You know that if you stab a chest that is trapped, you will trigger the trap and explode. You know that, right?
If it's exploding chest, then yes.
Okay.
Vincent,
more scared
if
of
we
mimics.
open all of them, they're gonna know that someone opened all of them. Let's just leave some of them unopened for a bit.
No, because we can open them, then we can close them again.
Go ahead.
he has a point.
I look at the chest. Are the chests dusty?
Very faintly.
Okay, so nobody's been here for at least a month or so. I say we just open them, close them again. We'll see what's in them. They may contain old records or something they want to keep safe.
I bet that's exactly why we opened them in the first place, right?
Yeah, well, there may be records like this. That was obviously one of the boss's offices. That was a very big office, very rich. This could be like secret notes or plans or
But how do you know he's a music lover?
what?
You said he has old records like Frank Sinatra. Or, how do you know he likes music?
No records, as in paper trails, as in paperwork.
Oh,
Manda, would you take one of the entrances and I'll take the other, while Vincent searches.
yes.
And Bubbles goes. Okay, I go to the other. Oh, yes. Okay, I stay there. And Bubbles goes to the corner, invisible, to check inside. And
There is a
What's that all in the room?
flies
Yes.
in the room, right? Okay. Ooh, we got.
Right.
So, do we recognize that those potions are healing?
They are labeled.
Okay.
It just looks okay. It looks like to me that the boss of this place, whoever had this office, knew that there may have been a problem, and then adventurers would come, and therefore put these supplies in there to help the adventurers do whatever they needed. So, therefore, seeing as they were set out for adventurers, they are ours, right? That makes sense.
complete sense. I mean, do you have a better sword now?
No, I'm okay with the rapier. I'm using more quick weapons, the rapier and the dagger. But does anybody need a short sword?
Out of game,
spell one?
you know that so you can also use sword with light weapons. Sword is
I do, but I have a style I want to go for in fighting.
Okay,
So.
okay, cool.
I don't use a sword.
Maybe
I'm not
you
sure
should
what
roll
character
just in case.
does.
Say again.
I'm not sure if wizards are proficient with them. Let me check.
Well, not proficient, but it could be useful to have a melee weapon just in case.
I do have a melee weapon.
Me too.
And you see my club, my stick.
Yeah, that's blunt. You might as well take the piercing damage of the sword just in case. Get a bit...
I cannot. I don't use metallic weapons. I kind of not, like vibe with them.
That's fine. I'll take the short sword then, just in case.
But we may need the potions for sure.
Yeah, why don't you grab hold of the potions and the money?
Oh no!
I'll take the... Yeah.
I mean, we should split the potions, and I can heal. So you two should have those potions on you.
Okay, if you take a potion, Daisha, I will as well, and I'll take the short sword and the rum, just to keep it together.
And I'll take the scroll, seeing as I'm the wizard. Hello?
Yes,
Yep.
we
Yeah,
had.
you might as well take
So-
the scroll. What does Tensor's floating disc do? Do you know?
Yes, it's a spell that summons a disc you can put things on to carry. It's not a combat spell.
It could be a combat spell if you get on the disc and fly above on the top of the cave or something like that to get leverage. But that's
Or we could.
I
we
think
could
it only
use the
goes
disc.
to like 3 feet off the ground, so...
I don't
Or we
remember.
could use the disc, put loads of boxes and rocks on it, and shoot them towards whatever we're fighting.
Nah,
Sure.
The disc is not doesn't get a velocity that high to.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a carrying mule. It's a disc. You put stuff on it and you carry it, or you get on it and it moves so you don't walk.
Okay, so a short sword. What's the short sword? Slashing?
I allow slashing or piercing.
So what?
You can just go to the small eye at the top of the chat and just type it in.
And then drag and drop it from there to your character sheet.
Yes.
I just spelt short sword.
Nice.
So what are we gonna do about the coin? I mean, you don't need the coin to fight the robots.
No, why don't you just keep it in the travelers? Just keep it in the money pouch for now. We can always split it or do things with it later.
Okay.
You just copied the... Oh, no, you didn't.
I'm trying. I messed up.
Hey. Carrying on.
So, Manda, what's up ahead?
It's another corridor, and in the end, something that looks like a rug again. But no,
Could Bubbles go check it out?
I mean, she will. Hey, there's another corridor. This is afraid. Maybe there are traps because it's just a small passage. I don't know.
I'll go up ahead and check.
There's a small room on the left.
I'll be right behind you by 5 meters, so I'm out of range of any traps. I'm right behind you.
I mean,
So, what's here?
for English? Sorry.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Hey, aren't you the one who knows hidden stuff and traps and stuff like that, man?
I'll have a quick look. So we just see the room. What do we see when we walk in? Because it's a very small rug. Is that a tapestry?
It's a very... It's an empty room with this really ornate rug laid over the floor.
Okay, have
I'd
a
like
look,
to
see if I can-
investigate that.
Okay.
Okay,
You wanna help?
You investigate. Yeah, I'll help investigate.
Sir, how do you go about doing it?
From the doorway, I push down with a new short sword on the edge and try and lift up the rug.
Okay. In that case,
Son of
roll
a...
initiative.
Son of a...
We've got a mimic.
I didn't stab it. The one time I didn't bloody stab it.
Remember to select your character token before rolling.
I do, but I don't see
Oh.
the top left button. Should
Because I don't have the macro, you have to select your character token and open your character sheet.
can we copy the macro from the other?
Yeah, I'll add it in.
Okay, in the future. For now. There you go.
Damn it. Oh.
And
Thank you.
can we say that Bubbles goes always after me?
Sir?
Okay.
Okay, Manda.
Hey, what the fuck, man? You were right.
I told you! I bloody told you!
So I will stay there and what can I do? What the fuck can I do? I will ready a poison spray, but before I do that, I will say,
Daisa, come back. Retreat.
and that's all I do. And then ready an action to do a cantrip.
Okay. Vincent.
Hearing the shout, I'm going to jump back into the corridor and ready my rapier.
Okay. Aisha.
I'd like to move there, prepare a cantrip and say, we're not here to fight you. Would you mind not attacking us? We're here to help you.
Mimics aren't...
So
Okay, never mind.
I hear Daisa say that, and I hold my speed to see if it starts moving towards us.
I start saying that mimics can't. Oh, never mind. Sod it. And I get ready to attack.
Okay. Well, the rug moves here, but it's too large to fit through the narrow corridor.
So it did come aggressively,
Yes.
but it doesn't fit the corridor.
No, it could fit it if it would roll up, but, well, that would defeat the rug's purpose.
Okay, now that the rug is up and alive, do I see something else on the floor or in the room?
No.
Okay, so is there a way to close the door?
There is no door.
I just turn towards Amanda. What are you waiting for? Just kill it.
I
I've
spit.
seen Aladdin. I already lose to Bubbles at chess. I don't need to lose to a sentient rug as well.
So that's 7 poison damage.
Okay, it fails to save.
And that's what my reaction was.
Okay, now it's your turn. The poison didn't seem to affect it at all.
Does it seem to be trying to make itself follow us?
Can
Does
can any of you create fire at all, even a small spark?
I don't know for sure, but I have a question. Do I see it trying to get through the corridor and follow us?
No.
Guys, my poison doesn't work, but this thing doesn't want to come out. We should just leave.
It's a sentient fucking rug. We are not leaving that behind us. It should not be moving.
It cannot come out, man.
For now, it's a mimic. It can transform.
Maybe just a flying rag or something.
Can we just kill it a little bit?
Killing is a binary state, unless, necromancy and stuff.
Just a little bit of death. Like, can any of you create a tiny bit of fire?
No.
I can't. No.
Damn.
Maybe.
No, I have a tinderbox. I would like to use one of the rum bottles, length of the hempen rope, and the tinderbox to make a Molotov cocktail.
So for my turn, I will bonus action Silela. Silele, whatever. There you go. And hold my action to hit the thing if it starts to come close. And I have a staff. My staff I hold.
Okay.
And I will say, man, I'm ready if it comes out, but what if it's a flying rag and not a mimic?
Okay. Vincent.
I hear Manda, and I choose to ignore stupid ass sentiment. I'd like to make a Molotov cocktail, please.
Okay. Sir, I'd say you take your bonus action to just rip a part of your shirt or tunic or whatever.
I'll just cut a bit of the hempen rope. That I
Okay,
have.
that works too.
Yeah. And I'll put that in the top of a rum bottle and I'll light it with the tinderbox.
Okay. Make an improvised weapon attack.
I do not know how to do that in this one.
Basically, if you don't have proficiency to improvised weapons, it's just dexterity check.
Not save, check. But,
No, that was just I just clicked dexterity.
but you rolled the 16, and what's your dexterity bonus?
My dexterity bonus is a 3.
So it's a 19.
Okay, that hits. So roll 2d4 damage. Okay.
You have to get to a point you can see it though.
Yeah, also that. But so you throw the flaming bottle of rum. It splashes against the rug, burning some chunks out of it. And you all get this really soothing feeling from the scent of the burning alcohol.
Nice.
Nice.
Weird.
Daisha?
Can I shoot it from where I am?
If you can see it.
I can see a piece of it according to my map, but
In that case, yeah.
I'd like to try and use chill
I
touch
give it-
against it.
I'll give it some cover.
That's fair.
Chill touch. Unfortunately, 13 doesn't hit.
That's my turn.
Okay, the rug lays down on the ground, goes motionless, and for all you can see, it's just a normal rug.
Oh no, I'm not falling for this again.
Let's move on, man. What's up front? Can you check the corridor up front?
Just hang on, it may not be dead yet.
Has this rug killed your family or something?
Oh, you don't know what mimics can do.
No, I don't wanna.
Okay, it may not follow us now that we've damaged it. It may not try and attack us, but if it does, I am reserving the right to say I told you so many times.
We will kill it if it comes out to the corridor, man. But now let's just move on.
For
Agreed.
the record, this is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea.
Okay,
Lawless.
I will stay here and wait. If it comes out, just check the corridor.
Okay, at the end of the corridor, you see a wooden, almost a wooden wall, and from the looks of it, almost a handle.
Can I open it?
Yes, you can.
I open the handle. Interesting. Bubbles? Can you check the corners?
Yes, he says it's safe. I will stay here to
Climb
check.
into the room.
So, does the rug move or whatever anymore?
The rug doesn't move.
I hide behind the
I'll
wall
go to
and
the
sneak a
corner-
peek. Sneak a peek only, you know?
Uh-huh. The rug stays motionless.
Fuck it.
I kind of feel like we're in a video game and we took the secret path and we go by the secret rooms only and not the main road.
Well, I see something on the right here. Does
Yeah,
this passageway lead anywhere?
there is a door. You can actually move the thingy, so you can see the door.
Oh. First of all, have a look at the table and the crate, because there are some things on it. Anything important?
From the looks of it, it's water of some kind.
We cannot see the room you opened, by the way.
Oh, door is
No, I
locked.
haven't opened a room yet.
Moved
I
up
haven't
the-
tried the door.
Oh, okay.
Okay, if there's nothing important on the table, I'll try and open the door.
It is locked.
I'd like to try and pick the lock.
Okay, make a thieves' tools check.
Hang on. Thieves' tools use. There we go. They use. It says strength? No, dex.
I can actually.
I did
Okay.
3 with my 3. I rolled a 3.
Okay,
No, 5.
you successfully picked the lock. It wasn't fairly hard to do.
I imagine, because I managed to do it on a 5. Okay, I go forward and I try and peek round the corner. Here. Guys, a lot of corridors here.
So Bubble moves here.
I see an autonomon, guys, in the distance. Be quiet. I'd like to immediately change to my short bow.
Okay.
Do you guys see that? Is that in range? Hang on. Yeah, you see the automaton. Is that an automaton? Automaton?
It seems to be yes.
Okay, guys, ready up. I'm going to try and hit it in its eye. Yeah.
Soon we'll work on them.
It might corrode the electrical circuits.
So
Okay.
make the attack with a disadvantage.
Do we have a preparation turn or something? Can I cast Silela again?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are currently not combat.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll start it. Unless you guys have a better ranged weapon.
I have a cold spell that just reaches it at 120, so I can roll without disadvantage, and then when it comes closer, you can have readied an action and use it without a disadvantage.
Okay, I ready the short bow then.
I will Silela my
I
club.
ready an attack.
I will Silela my... I will
Mando's-
Shillelagh my club as a bonus action, but I will hold my action to poison spray. Is that okay? No, they're both cantrips actually. Can I cast two cantrips? One bonus action and normal?
Not in a turn, I don't think. Well, it's up to the DM.
It's
It depends.
I think you can only cast one level spell per turn, but two cantrips is okay, but I'm not sure.
it used to be one cantrip and one spell. But
I'd say why not.
Well, it's not a normal attack turn either, because we're ambushing, basically. So.
okay. Yeah, so it's not the same turn. I use a bonus action to cast Silela, it lasts for a minute, and then I take my time and prepare a poison spray when it comes to range.
Yeah, a minute is 10 turns, so we'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So do I just shoot it, or does anybody else want to do something else first?
No, I'm ready. Wait, could you ask Bubbles to make sure something doesn't sneak up behind us? Where he currently is.
Okay, 24 hits.
Nice.
Well, that's 4 necrotic damage for you as I wave my hands and...
Alrighty. Just hold on, I'm... Okay, I added the initiative macro for you.
Do we need to add it as well? No, we
it
don't.
should-
When we grab our token, it shows.
Well, yeah.
There you go.
Ah, no. Okay,
We didn't do well this time. We definitely didn't. Oh, crud. Oh, oh, bugger. Oh, no, stop. Icarus. Icarus, no. Bad
What?
Icarus. Shit, there's 4 of them.
Ralmar.
why does it say mod drone? No idea.
Well, so we've got 2 duo drones and 2 mono drones.
Hey, no advertising.
Alrighty. So how much movement does this guy have? It will move 30 and take a dash action to 60. right here. So if you had your prepared actions ready, that would go up.
Mine is for 10 feet, so no.
Yeah. What's the range on the short bow?
80 or 320.
20 with disadvantage. So during its dash, it's going to be within 80. So I'll use my prepared action. Yeah, it's 55.
Make the attack roll. 15 hits, and that kills it. As it's running towards you, you shoot it down.
The arrow flies straight and true, striking it in its eye, breaking the glass and causing the automaton to collapse back on itself.
This guy takes the dash action as well. This guy takes the dash action as well, and then it's Daisha.
So we only detect the one coming towards us, right? Not the other one.
You
Well, no,
hear
we
other-
only see two now. The one that was destroyed and the other one behind it.
I'd
Yeah,
like
but you hear more footsteps coming your way.
I'd like to cast Chill Touch on the one that I can see.
Okay. 19 hits. Alrighty.
Cold icy blades leave my hand and just choof, choof, choof.
And here comes the final one, dashing in. Vincent.
I will aim for the monodrone again, the other one, the one that's closest with the bow that I still have equipped. Wait, I'm still rolling with disadvantage.
Yeah, but 24 hits in
Yeah.
either case.
Well, that's oh no, it's 19. I thought that was a crit.
No,
I thought
no,
20.
we keep the first roll if you roll like that by mistake.
Yeah, no, I did. I thought I rolled a 20 there because I got 24, but my plus is 5, so it wasn't a crit, unfortunately. I rolled a 19.
If
You pummel the monodrone down.
if you roll a crit, it will be green colored.
Wonderful.
And down.
So seeing that, okay, Manda will move 30 feet there, and he will ready an action to hit with his club if the drone comes closer. You know what I mean?
Get ready to do a shillelagh.
Guy dashes here.
No, wait. I was here at 30 feet, as I said. Moved here and readied an action when this guy came for his dash. So I hit him. So I stopped him in front
Okay.
of and I hit with my attack with Shillelagh. So let me, because I haven't readied a macro for that. Shillelagh for strength. Okay. So I attack with a d20 plus my wisdom. And the damage of the thing is d8. Okay.
No, it's the 8 plus your wisdom.
Is it? Yes, it is. I trust you. I should make a macro for Shillelagh, but for now, roll a d20. It's 19. I should make a macro for that.
Yes, you
In
should.
the future, but still, it's 19 plus my wisdom, which is plus 5, so that hits. And it's a d8 plus 5. It's a 10 damage.
Okay, that downs it. Now for the last guy.
Where is the last guy? I can't.
Right here. He was
Okay.
right around the corner. Dash is here. Daisha.
Well, Cold Touch keeps working, so I'll keep spamming it.
Okay. That certainly hits, dealing some damage. Vincent.
Okay, I think I will switch to the rapier and then try and charge forward to skewer the automaton. Can I run through them enough, or is there enough space? Yeah.
You can run next to Manda.
You know, that's 35 feet. Try and dash forward and stab the automaton straight in the center. Skewer him with the rapier.
Okay, 5 unfortunately doesn't hit. No, 10 doesn't hit, unfortunately.
So I charge forward with the rapier, but my angle's off because of the brief run. The tip hits the automaton, but glances straight off the paintwork, nearly skewering the automaton next to him, but doing nothing to the actual robot.
Manda.
Okay, so I will try to hit the thing in front of me again.
$14 doesn't.
What's
So-
this AC? God.
It is about 14.
I'm guessing, yes.
So if 14 doesn't hit, I will do nothing else.
Right. No, it's
What does Bubbles do? Because Bubbles plays
Bub-
right after Manda, right?
Yeah, Bubbles was keeping an eye on behind you, making sure, because there was areas behind us.
Yes, I left Bubble there and she's scouting the corridors, as we told her to do, just in case we get flanked.
Okay.
at first the servo will clobber Vincent by bonking him with its fist.
Oh,
21.
bloody hell.
I assume that hits.
Yeah,
Shoot.
that definitely hits.
And 4 bludgeoning damage. After which, on its other hand, it ignites a small blowtorch and shoves it against Manda. But Manda manages to evade the blowtorch.
I do.
Daisha.
Can I try and cold touch the blowtorch so it poofs off, or do I just attack it?
You can just attack it.
I cold touch it again.
$17 hits. Dealing 2 necrotic. The servo engineer is looking very, very rough at the moment.
So the ice just melts on the blowtorch, so it does little damage. Okay.
Vincent.
Panicking slightly because of that hit, I am going to try and skewer it again with the rapier.
Okay. 18 hits. Successfully downing it.
Being more composed this time, I managed to stab it in what looks like a weak point straight in the electronic component and slice through, cutting the heart out of it, basically.
Yes. So,
I just turned back to Manda for a second as this is gone going, ow!
Well, you can't fight a war without taking any damage.
True, they could have gone a bit better though.
Oh, shut up, you little... You act like a kid. I'm joking. You're cool, man, but... Do you need healing?
I think I'll be okay for now. We might need it if we get into another big fight.
Yes, I try to save these high spells.
I'd like to have a look at the downed corpses to see if that could tell us anything, anything about them. Like, do they all have a hive mind? Are they controlled individually? Can I figure anything out about the automatons?
Bubble will scout the room. It's not a room; it's a huge corridor.
make a check that you would think best would suit the situation. Investigation or plain intelligence would be my recommendations, maybe.
Well, either way.
With these are beaten down a bit too hard for you to make any proper judgments, but from your recent experience with the battle, it looks like they react to any hostility with lethal force, or rather anything moving, anything biological moving with lethal force.
Yeah. Just quickly checking the others. Did any of my arrows survive, or did they just splinter and are they destroyed?
How many did you shoot?
2.
Then you can recover 1.
I'm searching for the beast cores that we've been told about.
Basically, as you damage them enough, they will shatter into these glassy shrapnels.
Oh, so the beast core is destroyed.
Yes.
Okay, I search anyway for any surviving one because that was interesting. Also, Bubbles gone up and came back and said that it's just a huge corridor.
Was there anything behind us?
Not as we were fighting. Should we keep searching the hidden rooms or go to the main corridor?
I think we should head back round just to cover everything, because we may find, I don't know, a backup
Yep.
server or some information
Agree.
before we run into the main production workshop.
I agree. So should we take the long corridor in front of us?
We got
Yeah, let's go down and then
thin
come
one
up.
down here. Yeah.
Seems to go nowhere.
Maybe we might keep it in mind
Oh,
for our escape route later.
There is a corner. Oh, and there are some...
There's an automaton in front of us. Guys, I see something.
Oh, hell no. That's a puzzle. If we fight in this corridor, it have to be sort of single file. I whisper, if I throw another Molotov cocktail, if it lands on the floor, it could sort of slow down the automatons as we're firing at them.
While you say that, Bubbles is going to check if this automaton sees invisibility. Does he see any movement when she approaches? Any aura?
Yes, it does.
So they notice her.
Yes.
Oops, she says.
Oopsie poopsie.
But now we know. Sorry, guys.
Question is, do we want to? Are we going to fight in this corridor, or are we going to try and spread out?
I mean, if Manda takes the dodge action, they'll hit him with disadvantage, and we can just fire behind him. So I think that's the better choice, actually.
Okay.
Daisa communicates that in her captain's voice.
To which Vincent just immediately stands up to attention, going, "Yes, ma'am." Then looks around, going, "What? Why did that happen?"
Because that's how you should react to your commander.
So I will. Sorry for that. I don't know. To be honest, I never used bonus action. Is it for this dodge action?
This is an action, not a bonus action.
So
You
it's
lose your turn, but they hit you with disadvantage.
You lose your action.
Yes.
But the bonus action you could use the Solele in case it comes in close and you hit it. But
No, it's
then you want to make sure to dodge.
wait. So I never used the dodge action before. It's for every character, right? You use your action and you give disadvantage to your enemies, and every character can do that. Every class.
Yes, it's an action you can take in combat.
Okay.
Let me make sure it's for everyone that's attacking you, not the first guy, although I think it's for everyone.
It's for everyone. It's for the round. Yeah, Manda.
Okay. So I will go at. No, I will stay here. I will move 5 feet in front of me just in case. I will bonus action Shillelagh and take the dodge action, and I will free action say,
Bubbles, come behind me.
and then Bubbles will come behind me. No. Yes, she will come behind me or on my shoulder.
I'm gonna add Bubbles into the tracker.
Okay.
We'll go behind you, after you, but he's in the turn order.
Sure.
So, Vincent.
Okay, I prepare my short bow, and I can just see the monodrone there, I think. Is that a monodrone? Or is that a duodrone? I can
This guy.
just see the feet of it.
It's
Yeah.
a monodrone.
"55 feet, so it's within range. So I will try and take a shot at it."
Okay, I will give it half cover, since you can see only part of it. So +2 to its AC. Unfortunately, 14 wouldn't meet its base AC.
So I shoot forward, but it hits one of the legs, which are hardened steel, whatever, and it just bounces straight off.
Or the arrow just falls short.
I could do. I think 14, though, is probably close enough to hit. So it would just bounce off.
It's either or.
Hmm.
Okay. The servo carrier picks up 3 sharpened poles from the ground in front of it and starts walking. What's his speed? 30. Starts walking in here. As he steps on the letters on the ground, you see them lighting up.
I'm sorry. What did it pick up again?
3 sharpened sticks from the ground.
Yes, 70 feet. So it will throw 3 sharpened poles with disadvantage due to the range and dodge action against Manda.
Druid tank with an noble form. It's gonna go so
Oh, I was
well.
rolling in the DM. Okay, so here comes the first. So that's a 5. That's a 7. And that's a 17.
The 17 lands.
Yes. Last one hits, dealing 7 piercing damage.
Ooh.
Remember that you can use the balls on the...
The what?
You can just edit the token. There is the green ball, that's your HP.
I know.
Okay, Daisha.
Does the servo carrier look bigger than the things we've fought so far?
Yes, it seems to be quite a bit meatier.
Does it look like it has any other ranged weapons on it?
Currently, it seems like it has thrown all of its weapons away.
I would like to radiate chill touch to hit the first thing that comes at the end of the corridor.
Okay. I assume that's your turn. So this guy walks in here. And your chill touch goes off. 14, unfortunately,
Adoni.
doesn't hit.
Press the button there.
Okay. You said it misses, right?
Yes. So this guy gets in the line behind him. And then there is the supervisor unit. Ooh, I'm not gonna hit that. The supervisor walks across the row of... Oh, he does 10 more movement. It walks across the row of the letters on the ground. They all light up and then flash red. And it will take aim at... First will be against Manda. And the second one will be against Daisha.
Do I get any cover, or do we get any cover for being in a corridor and 2 things are in front of me?
I'm gonna give you half cover.
Thank you very much. How many AC is that?
+2.
Okay.
So that's a 14. And Daisha, that's a 6. No. Yes. So neither of those hit. Daisha, what's your AC?
It was supposed to be 12, and +2 is 14, I guess. Hello?
Hello?
It was supposed to be 12 +2 is 14.
Yeah, it just wasn't in your character sheet for some reason. This guy walks in here and it's...
You put the 12 there and I deleted it because I didn't want it there, so that's why.
You didn't want the AC in your AC tracker?
No, it was the blue thingy, and I said, wait, why is there a 12 there? So I just deleted it from the token because I didn't know what it was. My bad.
Oh, okay. It was your AC.
Okay, so Manda Manda. So one spell and one cantrip are allowed. So, okay. He will try poison spray as a cantrip and as an action. It's 10 feet, so he will move one step in front. And he will poison spray these two in front of him to see if that works.
Okay.
DC 15. And as a bonus... No,
And it seems to work.
It's DC 15 for you Constitution save.
Oh, look at that. Con 13. But yeah, poison seems to work for some reason.
It's for the two of them. It's 10 feet range. It hits the second one as well.
Oh, okay. Is it for all in range?
No, it's only one creature.
Oh, really? So I could not. I could.
Yeah, it's just a creature you see within range.
In that case, can I have not be moved? Can I be back?
Yeah.
Okay. So as an action, I shoot the poison spray to this thing. And
I mean, even if you didn't. Oh, all right. Never mind.
I will, as a bonus action, cast a spell on me. For 9 healing.
Okay.
And that's it for Amanda's turn.
Okay, Bubbles.
Bubbles will climb on top of my head. Let me read that better. And she will move in front of me. On the air, though. Okay. And she will cast her first level spell. Which is this one. It's color spray, a 15-foot cone. We don't care. It becomes a line in a corridor. And she rolls 6d6 to see how many hit points of creatures she can affect.
My rating is 60-10, are you sure?
6d10. Yes, 6d10.
Okay. $36. Okay, they all are blinded.
And they... okay, but they could see invisibility before, so they may have sensors like that. Still, I remind you that she's in the air. Do they have a reach? Can she back up? Will she take an opportunity attack? She's invisible in the air above them.
Yes, it will take an attack of opportunity.
Anyway, she will tries to come back and hide behind me.
So that's a 20.
But blindness gives disadvantage on those?
Nope. They are immune to blindness.
Okay, so we know now. And her armor class is 15. How much damage?
That definitely hits.
3.
Okay, she can survive that.
Vincent.
Now they're a bit closer. What do their feet look like? Like, are they small spots or are they like wide feet?
They seem to be rather strong-ish feet.
So they're narrow points, yeah? they're narrow points, or are they wide?
Medium, like not normal human limb thickness.
I'm trying to figure out, do I want to throw down oil or ball bearings on the floor to make them lose their balance? Like, is it big enough that ball bearings will be better, or is it so thin that oil would make them slip more?
I mean, in game terms, I think they would be roughly similar. But if you want to go for me, they are normal human feet sized. So
Okay, I'll throw down some like half my ball bearings. I'll just throw them down into the corridor. So it's 500 ball bearings I just throw in front.
It reminds me the video with the robot dog that they used to kick and see if it falls down and stuff like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, from Boston Dynamics.
So I suppose it would cover this area.
Yeah, 500 ball bearings just make it very slippery to try and approach Manda anymore.
Yeah.
And then, is that my action or bonus action? What do you count that as?
I'd say that could be a bonus action.
In
It's
that case,
tossing balls.
In that case, it's going to be another shot with the bow. Aiming for the first one.
Okay. 21 hits. Downing it. I'm gonna move the downed creature so a bit further away.
It's so spindly that it falls down and then it's really low, so it doesn't really obstruct anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's my turn.
So the carrier unit rushes, takes the dash action to get in the line. Daisha.
If I tried to hit the last unit that moved, would I get a disadvantage, or would it get +2 to its AC?
Say it would get cover, so +2.
In that case, I would like to cold touch the first one.
Okay. Chill touch. 22 hits. 5 necrotic. Alrighty. Anything else?
No, that's my turn. Sorry.
This guy's down, so dexterity save. Was it for each where it moves?
Maybe, yes. Should we check ball bearings? Can you Google it?
Okay, so it's just on the area, so 1 dexterity saving throw. 19.
I had no idea this was going to work. I'm making stuff up here as I go along.
I mean, that's D&D typically. So this guy manages to run through the ball bearings without slipping, and takes 2 pummels against Manda. First with its fist, 19 hits. Dealing 3 bludgeoning damage, and then blowtorch. Natural 1 doesn't hit.
I hope not.
I want to see which one it takes. Does it take the 1 or the 23? It takes the advantage. Okay, or the not 20. So don't take the 11 damage because that was
I won't take them. Yes, I won't.
So this guy gets in line and takes 2 more shots at Manda. No, 1 shot to Manda, 1 to Daisha. Same targets. You get half cover, so +2 to AC. Manda takes a nat 1. Daisha takes nat 7. Or a nat 3.
Nice.
This monodrone makes the dexterity saving throw and falls prone on the first square. Gets up using half of its movement and walks the rest of the way. Now it's Manda.
Okay, so I will try to attack the thing in front of me with my Shillelagh club.
Uh-huh.
I really need to make a macro on that. I don't guess that works. That's 14 hit.
14 does not hit.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Also, you have the Shillelagh action in your character sheet now.
I do?
Yeah, I added it.
You're so good.
Bubbles.
Oh, it's +7? Oh.
I mean, I assume you're proficient with it.
Yes, I never added it, that +2. So.
Okay, in that case, the 14 would turn into 16. So it
Yep.
hits.
Okay, wait a minute. I just did that to roll the damage, okay?
Yep.
That's 11 bludgeoning for you.
Okay, in that case, that downs the creature. I moved them in this room. So,
A question.
Bubbles.
We haven't talked about it, but how does Bubbles work? She's an entity, a friend of mine. Is she my familiar with the deal I made with you? How does this work?
I'd say familiar.
If she's my familiar, which is weird for druids, but it's we will make a custom class, as you said, so we may add it there. If it's a familiar, it can cast some of the spells I cast, right?
Let's not do it now, but we'll talk about it later.
Okay. Then she doesn't have many things to do. Let's see. She's not going to bite. She just got hit. Nope. She will stay there cowering.
I mean, Bubbles has the most HP, so it can go to the front and take the dodge action. Be a tank.
No. She doesn't have the AC for that. And she.
Dodge is basically +3 to +4, so.
He likes Bubbles more than the rest of us put together, so.
Well, yeah, true.
Bubbles is a creature in the size of a cat, guys. She will cower behind me for now.
I like that.
Bubbles can also take the help action.
Bubbles will get on top of my neck and ready a bite attack if something comes close to me.
Okay. Then it's Vincent.
Okay, let's see. I think the only thing for me to do is take another pot shot with my bow. I've already thrown down ball bearings. I don't think I have anything else I can really use. Yeah, let's use up another arrow.
That doesn't hit.
No, that's the nat 1.
Bad luck.
I know it didn't hit the robot, but did I hit anything else?
Mm,
I
With
shouldn't have said
that-
anything.
with that roll, I doubt it would even hit the floor.
I'm just glad I didn't hit Daisha, who's standing right in front of me. That's what I'm glad.
I'm not doing friendly
Okay.
fire.
Okay. That's good. That's a very good idea. Yes.
I mean, unless you intentionally want to make friendly
No.
fire.
No. I didn't say anything. I said nothing.
I mean,
Zipping it.
six
Nope,
wouldn't
nothing.
even meet. 6 wouldn't even meet Daisha's AC, so no worries. Okay, this guy goes
Okay,
here.
I go to get an arrow, I draw it back, and as I let go, I sneeze, sending that arrow straight up into the ceiling.
Be careful when you shoot, man.
Sorry! It's very dusty in here. Nobody's been for months.
Okay, and it readies an action. Daisha.
I assume the big one will get a cover from the other one in front, right?
Yes.
Then I would like to chill touch the one in front.
Righty. 17 hit. And 6 is enough to down it. They have 5 HP.
Woohoo!
This is dead. This moves closer. One shot to Manda and one to Vincent, because it wants to show you how to use the bow properly. Manda. 20.
Come on, man.
That hits. 5 piercing. And Vincent. 14.
I've got 14 AC.
And you are behind, so you get cover. So that's a miss. Manda.
So I will bonus action heal myself with my last spell for the day. For
Okay.
8 healing. And I will ready an attack action, because it was bonus action, the healing, for the thing that will come in front of me. So I see the rumbles and the shape, and I will take the bet. I will move 5 square in front with my bubbles on my head. I'm not bloodied anymore, by the way, sorry. And I will try to hit it when it falls, so I will take advantage with my ready action. If it falls in front of me, you know what I mean?
So basically, you attack when it steps closer.
Yes, and if it happens to be on the floor, I get advantage because it's prone.
Yes.
And so does Bubbles, and Bubbles also holds an attack for the next initiative. We both hold our attack for the thing that comes in front of us.
Uh-huh. So Vincent.
Well, I think you know what I'm going to go for now. I'm sort of a one-trick pony stuck at the back. So another to the person in front, another arrow shot. Just going pew, pew, pew.
Do you want an advice for the future?
Well, I've already tried to do the trap. I could maybe do some more stuff if we had more mobility, but I can't really do much right now.
I asked,
16 hits.
Yeah, 16.
Uh-huh.
for 9
You
You
damage?
don't
do
have
nine-
to...
9 damage.
Yes.
So, if you waited and until it's within 5 feet of me, you would have advantage on hit.
No.
No?
because ranged against prone.
No, I didn't mean the prone. I mean the rogue sneak attack stuff. Don't you have sneak attack?
I do have sneak attack, but I need to have advantage if I'm going to do a ranged one.
Or you need to have one ally within 5 feet of your enemy. So if you waited for it to come close to me, you would have sneak attack damage on it.
Yeah, but I don't want it to get close to you. That's the thing. I'm trying to kill it before it gets here.
Oh, you're so sweet.
That was the ball bearings to slow them down, the arrows to shoot it from range. The whole point is so you don't end up being hit. That's my entire idea.
Okay.
Wait, did that 9 piercing not kill it? How much HP does that thing have?
They go up progressively
Oh dear.
with each facet that they have.
So are ready actions trigger?
Yes,
Is it prone? No.
it's succeeded the deck save.
So first my Silela. No, first the bite from Bubbles. With advantage, right?
Why would it be an advantage?
Oh, no, it's not down. Yes, a normal bite. Yay!
Okay, that doesn't hit.
It doesn't matter. She tried. She's a good and loyal friend. And because of that,
Yeah, that hits.
for 15 damage bludgeoning.
That would almost kill it from max
Oh,
HP.
oh, it did.
That's
kill
a
it.
nat 20. Lovely.
Yes.
Yeah. Daisha.
It's Spectral Hand time again.
$15 doesn't hit.
Phew.
Okay, now it's...
And that's my turn. I get 1 spell per turn anyway, so sorry.
Uh-huh. It passes the deck save and it makes 2 fist attacks against Manda and 2 against...
I mean, that's a con save you rolled. You sure that it has the same pluses?
in that case, the roll would be even higher.
Should have kept your mouth shut.
It
Yeah.
passes in either case. But 2 against
didn't
Manda,
know.
2 against Bubbles.
Why? Why Bubbles?
Um,
Can I give Bubbles cover at least? Because he's behind my neck.
Bubbles can have half cover. So
Yay.
+2. So Manda,
Nope.
14, 16.
16. If I don't get anything from anywhere, that hits. That's exactly my AC.
Okay, dealing 5 bludgeoning. Ooh, that's a max damage roll. And Bubbles, 11, 7.
None of them hits.
That's Manda.
Let's see. Does a 24 hit?
That's a
24 hit.
24 hit.
For 7 bludgeoning.
Okay,
And that's it.
Bubbles,
Does a 13 hit?
no. Vincent,
Insert slot A into slot B. I will use the sneak with they're only 5 feet now, so I will use the. Can I use the sneak attack?
yes.
So I'll use the sneak attack, so it's advantage with
It's
My
not with
shot.
advantage.
no. Oh, just use the sneak attack, so it's an extra D6. Okay.
Yeah. Sneak attack procs if you have advantage or if there is an ally within 5 feet of the enemy.
Yeah. Do
But
I have a
sneak attack
macro for
itself
sneak?
doesn't
Yeah, I do.
give you advantage.
Think. Oh.
Okay, 22 hits. Dealing 7 damage. Nice shot.
So this thing just came in and did 4 attacks against Manda, right?
Yes.
I would like to cast Spellblade's Magic Missile on it. I take a gold coin and it vanishes as 3 missiles appear in my hand.
Okay.
These are all +6, so does a 15 hit?
2 hit. AC 16. With this guy.
It takes 8 damage.
Okay,
He has to be dead now.
that meets his AC. Or hit points. Dice.
Yay!
Mind your step. There are 500 ball bearings in front of you.
So you can sweep them up.
Right. How many of the ball bearings and arrows do I get back? I shot.
I
You
use.
We finished?
My general rule of thumb is that you get half back.
Okay, so I get 3 arrows back. No.
I-
Half rounded up or rounded down? Because I shot 7.
Rounded up, why not?
I use Druidcraft to sprout some roots to help you swipe the ball bearings at one place from the floor. And I look at you and say, guys, I'm exhausted. Oh, and Bubbles is hurt also. I need to rest.
Why don't we go back and report to the noble waiting outside, because it's only been an hour or so. We'll just say we need to rest up a bit. We've cleared about a third of the automatons. We can go back and lock the door behind us.
I mean,
Well, that's not rightly true, right?
we
We've
must-
killed like 6 of them and there's like 50.
We've killed 8, and I thought there was 30.
No, that was about 50, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, we've killed a few. I mean, we could try and go into the room, but I'm thinking if we could head back, lock up. I don't know how. Do you guys need to rest?
Bubble comes. Bubble says the room is clear,
Well, let's have a look at the room then first.
and then you see there's another room on our left. A small room over there with 2 handles. I don't know what it is.
This looks like a vault, right?
Yes, very much so.
Let's not try and rob the place. I mean, we could rest here, I bet. Have a watch by the door.
Now, we don't need to actually rob the place, and I don't want to actually rob the place. Finding a couple stuffs in chests, that's okay, but actually robbing the vault. The question is, if I was making a revolutionary new tech, one that would completely eclipse the entirety of airship production, and if I was storing some plans somewhere they weren't currently used, or at least some backup plans, where would you store it? I would store it in a vault.
Well, we can go back and ask for the password then about it.
You should check to see if it was recently open. But I don't know, because there were the droids here, and is there any signs of battle? I don't know.
I'd like to investigate around to figure out why the droids were in here in the first place.
I'm gonna sit there back at the back of the room and relax, watching at the door if something comes in. Okay, guys?
Wait, there was a door here,
I told you there was a door there.
but we can't go in, right?
Oh, I didn't. I don't want. I want
I
to
mean,
rest.
of course you can go in here.
Can I get some backup so I can go in and investigate?
The minute you
Come
say
over
that,
then
the
to
minute
follow you.
you say that, Amanda starts coming. Of course.
Right, so I'll wait
Okay.
for them to come back and then I'll open the door.
There is no door.
Well, then I walk in. Do I see anything of importance?
There are a couple of handles and 2, like, valves.
A bunch of the automatons.
Yeah, those are the corpses that you.
Yeah. Where do the handles lead? Are they attached to something we can see?
To the wall.
Right,
Just
let's not
handles
mess
attached
with
to the wall.
that then.
Probably a good idea for now. Maybe we need to ask the vault supervisor.
Yep. Do you want to rest here, or do you want to go outside and rest?
I think I prefer to have a locked door in between us and the area we found the automatons in.
No, I meant go to where the supervisor was and rest there, and then come back in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I prefer to, when we rest, to be in a place where we are outside where the automatons were.
I mean, there is an
Can we-
vault right there.
Can we wait outside? I mean, does it mean that we lost the job? I don't think so. We come back tomorrow to finish the job.
I don't know. What do you need more than a short rest?
Oh, I have no spells left.
If you take a long rest now, is that like how many hours?
I need
It's 8, isn't it?
a good 8 hours.
The thing is, it's we arrive still in the morning, so you do 8 hours. We're only going to be the afternoon.
Do we have to finish it in a day?
No, probably not. We probably need to tell the supervisor what's going on, because he's going to be waiting outside. And if we take too long, he may think we're dead.
Okay,
We should at least go back and report.
okay.
Can we say that we do that and we come back to this room to rest so that we can take a break, a small break, 5 minutes break for toilet and stuff like that?
That's fine by me.
Okay, in that case, we go back to the door in front if there is no danger. We report, we do a small report. We say that we need to rest to continue. Don't worry about us. And we come back here to investigate more.
We also need to ask if we found a room with the vault in. Is there anything you need from there?
So people can go on and take a break. I don't need a break at the moment, so I can stay here and do some role playing with the manager or the owner.
Okay, I go fast to WC and we'll be right back.
Good idea.
Oh, you're back already. Did you manage to defeat all the servos?
No, we defeated like 8 of them, but we ran into some trouble. We need some rest, if that's okay with you.
I mean, as long as you don't take too long. It has been a week already, so... Or two weeks. Time is hard. So I don't think another day or two would...
Sorry about the delay, but we value our people too. Do you know if the backup plans or any plans would be in the vault? Because we seem to have found one with automatons in. We cleared the automatons, but we can take you there if you'd like to retrieve things from it.
Oh? We don't have a designated vault here.
What do you mean? There's a thing to the... what is it? The right, the south, whatever it is. Is there someone higher up I could talk to?
Well, I'm the owner of the place, so I think I would be the highest that the hierarchy goes. But let me cast my memory. It has been a while since I personally came down here or went through the places. Oh yes. So at the, you could say at the right side of the building.
Yes, that matches.
Right. Forgive me. I can no longer fit through the hallway that goes to that direction. So I hope you understand why I didn't recall the place at first. But yes, no, it's no vault in there. It's our, you could say our personal manufacturing wing. We forge our some of our parts in there.
So do you need that opened, or do you need something from there, or do we just leave that as it is?
There may be the designated forge master, the forge unit, blacksmith unit, you could say. If you could check it out and see if that unit is malfunctioning and defeat it if it is, then I would much appreciate that.
I bet we can do that. There seems to be letters on the floor. Is that some sort of password, or?
I think it's, yes, there should be some kind of password.
Do you happen to remember what it is?
I'm sorry, it was the inventory manager who set it up, and I didn't need to know it, so I never asked.
And he's the guy that's missing, right?
One of the guys, yes.
That's unfortunate. Do you know what the two valves on the wall in the room prior to that do?
Let me think. If I remember correctly, it was something to do with the forge's heat. I think that's correct. One of them would pump more gas to the forge to burn, and the other one would, if I remember correctly, allow the airflow to fuel the flames, fan the flames, so to say.
Right, that's all I got for now. Thank you.
It's no trouble.
I'm back, guys. So, what's the news?
The vault seems to contain the forging unit, which we need to, well, which he would appreciate if we checked to see if it's functioning, and if it's not functioning well, we can just take care of it. However, he doesn't know what the password is. That was the inventory manager's, I guess, setting, so we need to find them or try and guess. I think we should go just try and find people first and then see if we have to come back to it. It's locked anyway, so.
Okay, we could give it a small try, maybe, and if it's too much, we'll go find the guy.
Okay, so we're having a long rest. I'm back, by the way. Hello. We heal up, don't we?
Yes.
Is there a long rest button in this thing, or do I just have to do it manually?
Just manually.
I'm back at my full 9 hit points. Yay.
What's your AC?
14.
How can you have 14 AC, right? What is your dexterity?
My dex is 17, so it's +3. No,
And the leather armor is +1.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, we must get you better armor. Or whatever. We see.
Well, I'm not wearing any armor, so.
You're not wearing any armor? Are you trained in any armor, any kind of armor?
I don't think I am.
Not until you get the Blade Wizard thingy, eh? Yes, I know. We suck now. Level 1, guys. Come on. We can do it. I love it. Okay, so
Do you guys want to maybe try I saw before the robots were moving on the floor, and the letters lit up red. Also, I think the arrows have something to do with all this situation.
I think we should try and find the manager first and see if he has the password on him or he's alive and tells us, and then come back to it.
I am guessing this is a riddle that Icarus wants us to solve.
I'm guessing that as well. We talked about it. We could
Yeah, you will know.
try and find a
no
password. There
answer.
may be a way around it. Okay, so we need to try and solve the riddle.
Yes, why not? It's D&D after all.
Okay, let's go and have some fun with it.
Okay, so I step on this to see what this arrow does.
Yeah, you step on the arrow.
And then step back.
Okay, the arrow lights up white.
I'll step on the arrow on the other side.
I think I got it.
What does it
Do you
do?
mind if I try?
Sir?
Go on.
Right, so I'll step... Right?
Okay,
Then I'll step on the S.
okay,
Then I'll step on the E. Then I'll step on the R. Sorry. Then I'll step on the V. Then I'll step on the O. Then I'll step here.
okay.
And then I'll
the
step off.
letters light up green.
It says servo. Good lord.
Good job, motherfucker. Good job, really good job, man. I'm proud of you.
What's your intelligence?
Real
In
life?
real life?
22 real life.
Yeah. 22 plus advantage, yeah?
Over 200 IQ. I mean, great move, man. Good job.
Thank you. We assume the door opens up and we can get in, right?
Yes.
Well,
The
good, that'd
doors
be a bit
swing wide
awkward
open.
considering I'm inside. Oh, looks like we have a forge here.
Careful, we need to find the forge droid first.
Oh, we see the guy. You don't see the guy?
I don't know, he hasn't described it,
Whoa,
so...
I can see the guy. My perception is not high. Whoa!
Your real life perception, you mean?
Yes.
You have to
Screen's
scroll
not
up.
big. Hello. Ooh, hello. Yeah. Perception IRL, not great.
Does the automaton appear to be at work?
Yes, it does. It seems to be hammering away at a... Well, you currently don't know what it's hammering.
Who's the
As its
quickest
back
of
is
us?
turned to you. But it indeed is hammering a piece of metal with a long blacksmith's hammer that resembles more a sledgehammer.
Right, so the supervisor said that we need to check if it's working alright. It seems to be working alright. Let's just leave it to do its job. And we can just report that and we can come back in. It's pretty close to the entrance anyway if he wants to do something more with it.
I like that plan. That is a big fucker. I like that plan. I like that a lot.
I missed a portion of it. Sorry, I was checking something.
So the guy said we need to check if it's working properly or not, and if it doesn't, we need to take care of it. It seems to be working properly since it's a forging automaton that is forging. So let's just get out, lock the door, and keep exploring the place.
Sounds good to me.
Is there maybe like a lever on the walls that we could just shut down manually? Just in case, stop its work?
We could go to the next door and try the valves to stop the heating thingy working, because the guy said the valves control the forge somehow, but I don't think we should do it. I think it's fine.
Guys,
Well, I think maybe
guys,
turning it
wait.
off, yeah?
I'm sorry. We're supposed to see if this guy is aggressive. If he's working as he should, then he wouldn't attack us in any case. So if the guys come here and he stops working and attacks them, we lose the job and they lose their lives. I mean, we should go close to him and see how he reacts and be ready to fight him. I don't think we have a choice.
That was what I was thinking. If we turn down the forge, if he's still working okay, he'll shut down as well. If the forge is off, just normally. If he doesn't and comes after us, well, then we could ambush him.
Okay.
I think that might be a bit better. Either he shuts down himself, or we can try and ambush him when he comes out of the vault.
Okay, so I will stay here on the door. Someone will go on the corner back then, and someone will turn the valves, so we have communication to see what happens when we do that.
Okay, I'll go and turn off the valves then.
I would like to ready my
Wait, do we know
spell
which valve
magic
is which?
missile in case it attacks us. So I just have a gold coin in my hand and wait.
And I will cover the distance with bubbles to see what happens. With the third person we need. I will put bubbles here to watch, and I will take myself close to the valves so I can tell him what to do or what happens.
Can Manda stay within 60 feet of me, so if it somehow one-shots me, you can heal me back up?
Not in our current plan. I mean, if you come to the here or here, that would be much easier. In the middle of the room.
So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to try. Is there any letters on the valves, or can I see which valve is which? There's a blue and an orange, but do we know what that means? Oh no, wait, blue's gone now.
Say again?
Can we see anything about the valves? Are there any plaques or signs or?
The left hand is labeled heat, and the right hand is labeled oxygen.
Okay, I turn off the oxygen first.
Okay.
And then I'll turn off the heat.
As the heat turns out, the forge goes completely cold. And you can see the blacksmith unit looking at the forge for a moment. And then it starts striding towards you. It's time for initiative.
It's time for battle!
Wait, do I
It's
get
time
my
to-
ready off or not?
Huh?
Do I get my spell off or not?
Yes.
Do any of them hit? I've got +6.
+6. No. None of them hit.
Right, so it's my turn now, right? Because I have the highest initiative.
Yes, indeed.
I do the same thing again. That's better.
Okay, 2 of them hit.
That's 9 damage. And I'd like to move 30 feet back.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Manda.
Manda.
So, let's see. I will cost Shillelagh. I will go here, trying to kind of hide next to the corner, you know, and attack it when it passes me.
Uh-huh.
Is that possible? I don't know how the vault door opens, but you know what I try to do.
I'm gonna add the vault door in here.
Okay, thanks. And I need bubbles on the initiative.
Okay, bubbles.
Bubbles will stay on the back of my neck, and will prepare by herself. And she's invisible. She has superior invisibility, so she doesn't reveal herself when she does stuff, I think.
Vincent.
Okay, I'm going to have to use my action to dash, and 60 feet would put me there.
You can, when you're measuring, you can click the right click to add a waypoint.
Oh yeah, that'll put me there, and there's my action. I get it. That's my turn because I did dash from the room.
Well, the blacksmith unit takes a dash action and just manages to get in here.
So our attacks go off.
Yes.
25 to hit for me.
25 hits.
For 6 bludgeoning. Magical bludgeoning. And Bubbles will bite for 19.
19 hits. That's one.
1 piercing damage. By default.
And the blacksmith unit uses a charger to slam against Daisha.
Wait, didn't you take the dash action?
Yes. As it has moved, it can use its bonus action to attack.
Wow, okay.
Yay, Lucas's bosses are interesting always. Remember that. They do weird stuff.
Okay.
That hits.
Does it?
Yeah, I got 12 AC.
Oh, 12 AC and 12 attack means it just misses.
That's way too
No, we
much.
call hits.
Oh, it has. I forgot to remove the. So ignore the 8, but it unfortunately does deal 11 bludgeoning.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Well, I faint.
So you are down. So, death save, please.
Is that supposed to be public or did I just throw it for you?
Δεν σ' ακούσαμε.
Is that supposed to be public or do I just roll it for you?
Just click the death save.
I was going to say, having private death saves can be interesting because you don't know how close your allies are to death.
In that case, you can put it to GM.
Oh, well, you did a 17.
Sorry.
That's a 1 success.
Yeah, but having it private basically means that as other players, you have to decide, well, I don't know how far he is on death saves, so do I try and heal them? Or do I use another action? Like, how important is it? Do I gamble on their life? It can add an awful lot of tension to the game.
Yeah, let's do that from now on.
Yeah,
Death saves are a DM rolled. Manda.
Okay, so bonus action healing word. 8 healing to Daisha. Then Silele for 24 to hit. I mean,
24 hits.
11 bludgeoning.
Uh-huh.
Bubbles, seeing what happened, we will try this. Her euphoria breath. It's a low DC, but still.
Will it work on an automaton?
I mean, some of them are immune, some of them are not, but we'll see if it works. She will still try.
Okay,
Oh,
that's a failure.
so for 1 minute, the target cannot take reactions and must roll a d6 at the start of its turns to determine its behavior during the turn. The target takes no action or bonus action and uses all of its movement to move in. And you roll when your turn comes. And I think no, they were immune to be blinded, not to this, as it seems. So that's what I do and what Bubbles does this turn.
Thank you.
Oh, your case, thanks the great serpent.
Would that be considered to be... Hold on.
Bless you.
I don't know.
Thank you. What kind of effect would that be considered to be?
When they say, it would say that creatures immune to mind control are not affected. But it doesn't. Usually effects that do have those restrictions, they have them added. I don't know, but it's your choice, man.
Yeah, because technically this has the modron ability of axiomatic mind. The blacksmith unit can't be compelled to act in any manner contrary to its nature or its instructions.
Yeah.
So, looking at dominate spells, they say that they inflict the charmed condition, and this one doesn't. So, it's basically your call.
Is it magical or is it some sort of
I'm
chemical?
gonna say that the first effect, that it cannot take reactions for 1 minute, goes through, but the secondary effect doesn't go through on this creature.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Vincent.
Does it look damaged?
Yes,
Now.
it does.
Like a lot or just a little bit from those attacks?
The red clip on the token, as you can see in here,
Yeah.
means that it is below half HP. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, cool. I like that. Thanks.
We also put this red dot on our tokens when we are half HP.
If you want to. But it's preferred. Saves the trouble of asking every time, does it look damaged?
Just hypothetically, guys, could you guys hold it off for 5 turns?
I mean, we don't have another 2. 5 turns, man.
You guys couldn't see what I was measuring there, could you? Okay, well, let's see, how far away am I? Okay, so I'm going to move forward into melee range, probably best, and attack it with a sword because I'm 25 feet away, so I can move. Well, yeah, I can move. Sorry, the map keeps on panning for me. It's a bit weird.
No worries, man.
I keep on going straight back to the entrance. I can't move my character.
Hey, did you click the right thing on the Roll20 to pick your character? Not the measurement tool?
Yeah, no, I do have that, but it keeps on. Hang on, while I'm gonna do can someone move my character up there while I do an attack? Then I'll refresh.
To a melee range?
Yeah, to melee range, and I'm gonna try and use the short sword.
Okay.
Or no, the rapier for piercing, because that's what I have equipped.
So 8 doesn't hit, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not
It
good use.
doesn't hit.
Yeah. So I use the rapier and try and swat the automaton. It just bounces off.
Clang.
Yes.
Ka-ching.
It is basically Metal Man, so it has a lot of protection from the armor.
And then I just crane my neck up, looking to the top. Nice automaton.
Okay, seeing how it was damaged from the side, it will first bash Manda. 16.
It meets my AC.
Okay, dealing 8 bludgeoning.
Woohoo!
Then it slams Vincent.
14 matches my AC.
Both match. Dealing 8 bludgeoning with a max roll.
I'm on 1 hit point.
I'm on 2.
Daisha. Cough, try the rum.
So if I take a move action, I'll get hit by an opportunity attack, right?
No, because it cannot take reactions.
Great. In that case, I'll move 20 feet and cast Chill Touch on it.
Fun fact, Chill Touch isn't a touch spell.
Yeah, but
That came to DM rolls, but 25 is still a hit. For necrotic. You can move to public now.
yeah, sorry, I forgot.
It's okay. Manda.
Manda.
Oh! I say, when I touch my guts, and I will vengefully attack it with Shillelagh first. For 21.
21 hits.
8 bludgeoning.
How do you want to do this?
Yes. So, while I grab my stomach, I look at my at Daisa. She looks fine, but there's a pool blood where she used to stand. Then I look at my friend Vincent, and he got hit so bad that he kneeled on his one leg. He almost lost his balance. And I look at my guts, and I say, by the serpent, you will not hurt us anymore. And I attack with my staff, and I decapitate his helmet head. And you see wires sparkling where its head used to be.
Like it.
Huh. Would you look at that? I say as I fall backwards and faint.
I give you my... I give you a spell.
Look at the chat.
Cough, cough, try the rum.
Right, I think I need a drink. Who's with me?
I mean, take 9 hit points for now. And I will gladly drink with you.
I could use a drink.
So I eat. Can I have a couple of good berries on me from yesterday?
Wait, do
No.
we have some? Yeah, we should still
Oh,
do.
shoot. Anyway, so I stay down and and Bubbles becomes visible and starts licking my wound.
Would you like a potion?
Let me have some rum and maybe rest. We need
I take out
this.
one of the 3 bottles of rum I have left, and
Oh.
I get the decapitated head of the servo that's semi-hollow, pull out the wires, pour some rum in, and hand it to Manda.
Is that
Metal AF.
a ritual?
No, we don't have any fucking cups.
I have a cup and I show you one. But fuck it.
And I grab the head and I just drink a little and I pour a little on my wound to sterilize it because it's
Disinfect,
alcohol. Yeah.
See, keep the potions. You may need it more. I'm sorry, I wasn't there and you got hit.
Healing rum has 3 uses. Each use will give you -1 dex checks and saves for 1 hour, but restores 1d4 plus 1 hit points. Would you look at that?
Wait, what? The rum is healing?
We got healing rum. I used one for a Molotov cocktail.
Yes, you did, and that was when I said that the scent of the burning rum comes to your mind. That was me hinting that it may.
I was sure about it at that point. So
Ooh, nice.
1d4 plus 1, so 4 hit points back to me. And I say,
Hey, that's good. That's good, Ram. You're healed. That's amazing. Okay. I still think we should rest for an hour or two.
Yep. While we're resting, I'd like to check the beast core and what it was crafting.
From the looks of it, it was crafting some kind of engine part. It's hard to say what it was, but it will drop a couple of items for you as you dismantle the body and basically loot it.
if there is any shield better than the one I have in there, I will take it. Just saying. Since I do the tanking, I think. For now. No, it's okay. Good fight though. Shillelagh is powerful when you're a very wise druid.
It certainly is. Okay, so wait, I put the rum back. So I've got 2 point and a quarter. 2 2/3 bottle of rum left.
Ooh, what's that?
It's not something for me, but that could be yes.
That's a very interesting hammer that I cannot use.
Do you not have strength?
It is technically Vicious Warhammer.
I have 8 strengths.
Ah, right. Can you use the armor? What's your proficiency?
Druids cannot wear metal armor.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
So, what happens if you wear an armor you're not proficient in?
Huh?
What happens if you use an armor you're not proficient in?
I don't actually know.
Well, I can't really wear it because it gives you a disadvantage to stealth. Bubbles wear it?
It's a heavy armor, I think.
Yeah, it's half plate.
None of us can wear
If
it.
you wear armor that you lack proficiency with, you have a disadvantage on any ability check, saving throw, or attack roll that involves strength or dexterity, and you cannot cast spells.
Yeah, we can't wear that. The hammer.
But it's half plate, and they should go for lots of money, and we can trade it afterwards when we come out.
Or we can give it to Trifonus' character. He's a fighter, right?
Out of
we should
game,
keep-
I don't know if he's a fighter or a monk.
Well, half
yeah.
plate is still pretty pricey, so if you get the half plate, should I take the weapon again? Should I just collect all the weapons?
I mean, we pick these things and we see after the dungeon. If we cannot use them now, we sell them later.
Yeah, I'll pick up the blacksmith's hammer.
Okay.
First thing to buy. Of holding.
So we take a short rest and someone stands watch, right? Hello?
Yep. Wait.
Out of game. I wasted both of my spells in this fight.
Oh, that's a custom item.
If I take a short rest, I will be full hit points. I will have my Shillelagh and stuff like that, but no healing. But I think that we could handle a small team of droids before a long rest.
If we take a short rest, I can take one of my Spellblade magic missiles back.
Yeah.
So
it's good. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you what I have, and I can roll a hit die, and that's all I get for now. But I will have my Shillelagh and whatever other cantrips we have. And we have a potions of healing and the ram for emergency. We can take a small team before the long rest, I guess.
right, so let's put Bubbles up ahead with a stealth check now because we know that they can see her. And if she finds something that's too big, we come back. Otherwise, we take a fight.
I think I've got that set up correctly now.
Let me check out.
Oh no, I won't be proficient in it. Sorry.
That's 1 to 2 many dice. Okay.
Oh, it's rolling 2d8 to start off with. It wasn't doing that. 1d8, and if it crits, it's 1d8 plus 2d6. Okay.
Yeah, it takes the normal crit damage as well, in addition to the. Yeah, that's the weapon.
Okay, so I now have a strength bludgeoning weapon as well. Oh, we can run it there. Okay. I hope we're not going to have to disarm when we meet some nobles, because you're just going to... Okay, here's the shillelagh, and Daisha's going to be, okay, I don't really have a weapon, but here you go, and I'm going to... Here's my rapier, and my short bow, and my dagger, and the short sword, and the blacksmith's hammer.
Your what?
Oh, here's a second dagger, some arrows.
So you finish a short rest.
I would like to challenge Bubbles to a chess game while we have a short rest.
Do you have a chess set with you?
Ah, crap.
Are
Leave
you
it at the hotel.
Are you stupid? I have to look to be on guard. You people are almost dead.
Okay, I will just sit down and take a short nap while I'm waiting for everybody else to be ready.
So I just decided that bubbles also speak common for convenience. Is that okay? I taught her common.
I'm fine with it.
Cool. So we take our short rest. And we finish our short rest.
Yes, you do. Actually, if it's okay with you, I think this would be a pretty decent place to finish up the session.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that sounds okay with me.
Yeah, works for me
Let's-
too. Thank you.
Yeah, let's hope we don't end up with any of the big ones. Do we level up upon completion, or how does the level up work with you?
I think it's he tells us take a level or something.
Yeah, basically, I had set up 2 possible level up parameters in here. If you found the blacksmith first, then you would level up after defeating the blacksmith. If you if you found the blueprints first, then you would level up after finding the blueprints. So, congratulations, you may level up.
Woohoo! Ding!
Yay!
Ding ding ding! Wait, you need to play the level up sound.
You do it.
I don't know. Did you got? There must be one in Discord. For God's sake.
I'm gonna search for sound effects in the future. So yes,
There we go.
yes, but this is copyrighted, I think.
Yeah, big problem.
No worries.
I don't think anybody minds as long as...
Yeah, I guess so.
Then again, Nintendo are really strict on it.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna say no hard feelings, Nintendo. We love you. Thank you very much for this. But we were speaking above, so it's not complete, or something. I don't know.
Final Fantasy.
Should be okay.
Is Final Fantasy Nintendo's?
I think so. Yeah.
It shouldn't be. I think
No?
Square Enix is.
Yeah, it could be. Oh no, yeah, it's Squeenix.
So
Right.
it was a nice session. Interesting as always. Your dungeons, I love them. Icarus, you know that. So I'm gonna bring my. Do you wanna say anything to anyone, guys, or see you next Wednesday?
See you next Wednesday. I'm still
Yeah.
trying to figure out how I level up.
I can assist you after the
Cheers.
stream is ended. But yeah, I think this factory will take 1 or 2 more sessions because you have investigated about a quarter.
That's good. It was fun. It is challenging being level 1. It's been a long time. It's been a long time for me.
The extra hit points from leveling up will definitely help.
Yeah, and maybe some stuff.
I didn't even realize that when I set the blacksmith unit up, that you guys are squishy. And if I left the extra D10 damage, it
would be an automatic
Yeah.
death.
That's not good.
No, the double plus. I'm good.
Anyways, our thoughts. I know Lucas's thoughts is like that, but my thoughts is as well that D&D is all about making a nice story, and accidentally TPKing the group because of miscalculations can be, rolled back or a little bit, and if it is to save the story, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if it's my mistake that I miscalculated the damage output, then it's no fault of the players that.
The
If
thing
they
is,
die, so-
this will be an interesting prequel if we end up wiped.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these people died for these people to be the players, actually, and then die again. Why not?
Yeah.
So,
We'll probably make it through the prequel with a complete nearly dying a couple of times. We just make it through the prequel, and then the first session we're going to end up against one goblin on the road and all die because we hit lower than a 12 AC.
each attack. That's how it's going to work.
Okay, so next week with more stuff, and we will be creating interesting stuff. So I'm gonna say good night to the stream.
Kalinita stream.
And good night and Kalinichta and whatever. What is Kalinichta? Good night in Finnish, Icarus.
What's good night? Hyvää yötä.
Wow.
What?
I'm gonna type it. Hyvää yötä.
Hyvää yötä.
That was almost perfect.
I'm not going to try it then.
Anyway.
I shall simply say bonne nuit. Buona notte.
Buenas noches.
Nacht. Buenas noches.
Yep, toodles.
Okay, toodles. Adonis, good night.
Ta-da.
Kavur. And see you guys next Wednesday here, and we will be talking, you know. Okay, so I'm going to mute the Discord now to say goodbye to the stream. We'll be with you in 5 minutes. So let's remove our avatars for now. Okay. Let's open the webcam. So I will say, that was unfortunate. Wait a minute.
I mean, if you tell me what I don't get because of your rules,
So Kavur is in the background. We're in the same room. No worries, guys. So there you go. Let's see. Hey, it has been a very, very nice Wednesday here at Fiction Friction. The group is starting to evolve. There has been fights. We start to learn each other's weaknesses and pros. As it seems, as a druid, a squeezy druid, I became the tank for tonight, but we're going to level up and we're going to gear up and be better in every way. It has been very interesting. It will be interesting again. Remember that in our Twitch channel, for you that are watching this on YouTube, or on our Twitch channel, there are all the social media, our Discord, and the donate button, my personal music channels, and stuff like that. If you're interested to check this out, join our group, join our team, join our company in our Discord, and remember to have fun and be creative these strange days that we live on. And remember to love each other. So I'm gonna say good night, and I will be seeing you soon, guys.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.
When you open Pandora's box, you must choose. Will you live as a working man by the rules? Will you lead a successful life with your style? Or you leading a criminal enterprise? When you play the game, nothing stays the same. You forget your own name. Let the chaos reign. You can be with my family, be my friend. You enjoy the stays the same. You forget your own name. Let the chaos reign. You forget your own name. Let the chaos reign.